The top 15 richest comedians in the world. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. If you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out. Hello Aluxers, and welcome back to another exciting video made by our team here at Alux.com. Today we're taking a brief look at the top 15 richest comedians in the world and how they made their staggering fortunes. Making people laugh might seem like the greatest gig in the world to some people, but many in the industry can confirm it's a road filled with twists, turns, and bumps every step of the way. It's no picnic, and many give up because shows don't pay much, leaving comedians to have to support themselves in other ways. So they get real jobs and give up on their dreams. However, today we're looking at those people who did make it in the business, who made their dreams come true, and also made good money while they were at it. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at the richest comedians in the world. Number 15. Jim Carrey, net worth $155 million. Here's a man like no other, with an incredible gift of making others laugh and forget their worries for a brief moment, a gift that's accumulated him a massive net worth of $155 million. By maximizing his talents as a stand-up comedian, actor, writer, and artist, Jim managed to score many deals and projects throughout the years, which in turn added to his massive fortune. He started doing stand-up gigs right after finishing school, but had a rough road ahead of him as his family was having financial troubles. Jim was noticed while doing a stand-up show, and soon after, he gained massive recognition in America in the 1990s with a recurring role in the sketch comedy TV series In Living Color. A few years after that, Jim Carrey's name was synonymous with Hollywood success as he began starring in very successful movies, and as they say, the rest is history. Number 14. Terry Fator, net worth $160 million. Unlike others on this list, Terry Fator developed a remarkable skill as a comedic ventriloquist, which brought him a net worth of $160 million. Along with his unique talents as a comedian and ventriloquist, Terry is also a singer and impressionist, which led him to capitalize on all of these and build a successful career as a comedian. He got his shot at stardom in 2007 when he managed to sway everyone on America's Got Talent and win the show. Afterwards, high-income gigs started rolling in, and he couldn't have been happier about it. Number 13. Eddie Murphy, net worth $160 million. Surely this individual needs no introduction. He's graced us with his talents for decades, and he's also brought to life so many memorable characters throughout the years. Sitting at number 13 with a staggering net worth of $160 million, Eddie Murphy is one of the richest comedians ever. After a lengthy and prosperous career as a stand-up comedian, actor, writer, singer, and more recently a producer, we can say that Eddie has done very well for himself. He started doing comedy gigs at the age of 15, being inspired by icons such as Robin Williams, and became part of the Saturday Night Live cast in the early 80s, which proved to be a great stepping stone on his way to success. After becoming a household name on SNL, his stand-up shows were selling out almost immediately. In no time, he was making movie after movie, one more successful than the last, which turned him into a Hollywood superstar. More recently, Eddie's been making deals with Netflix for a number of stand-up comedy specials, for which he supposedly will be receiving an impressive $70 million. Wow. Number 12. Drew Carey, net worth $165 million. Being a longtime veteran in the entertainment business for over 30 years, it's no wonder Drew Carey claims number 12 on our list with a solid net worth of $165 million. He boasts an impressive resume as a stand-up comedian, game show host, writer, actor, author, endorsement deals, and a sports executive, all of which contribute to his massive wealth. He began his career in the mid-1980s by writing for a radio show in Cleveland, which led him to starring in various TV shows in the mid-1990s, smoothly transitioning into game shows a decade later, which proved to be immensely profitable for him. Soon after, he began branching out, creating numerous sources of income to rapidly accumulate millions and millions of dollars. Number 11. Steve Harvey. Net worth $180 million. At number 11 on our list comfortably sits a remarkable comedian and TV host, Steve Harvey. Steve can be best described as a jack of all trades. He's very good and successful at everything he gets into. He managed to build a fortune of around $180 million, with the majority of his wealth coming from comedy shows, TV shows, business, and consultancy, to name a few. In the beginning of the mid-1980s, Steve was not really so successful when it came to comedy, even though he had a great passion for it. He struggled quite a lot before he got his first show, It's Showtime at the Apollo, which was his launching pad into fame and fortune. Number 10. Kevin Hart. Net worth $200 million. And here we are at number 10, taken by the funny and energetic Kevin Hart. He's one of the most successful celebrities of his generation and also the highest paid comedian of 2019, with a salary of $59 million. Aside from his highly lucrative career as a comedian, Kevin is also very successful as an actor, writer, producer, and best-selling author. And to top it all off, he makes millions of dollars from his numerous endorsement deals. He started his adventure in comedy in the year 2000. However, it wasn't until 2006 when his comedic personality caught on to success, and he released his first stand-up title, I'm a Little Grown Man, which brought Kevin into the spotlight as a talented comedian. After doing stand-up for years, he smoothly transitioned onto the silver screen, and it's all history from there. If you guys want to find out some more about him, click in the top right corner to check out our video, The 15 Things You Didn't Know About Kevin Hart. Number 9. Seth MacFarlane. Net worth $250 million. Unlike the others on this list, Seth MacFarlane found success a slightly different way. He began his career by writing and animating TV shows for kids, which included Dexter's Laboratory and Johnny Bravo. Seth MacFarlane later created Family Guy, which would become the crown jewel of his career, along with American Dad and The Cleveland Show, amassing him a net worth of hundreds of millions of dollars. Other sources of income for Seth, besides writing, animating, and producing, include directing, acting, music, and of course, stand-up comedy. As of late, he's branched into non-animated roles, such as being an executive producer for Cosmos, A Space-Time Odyssey, a writer-director of Ted and Ted 2, multiple roles in A Million Ways to Die in the West, and even a musical career. All of these have brought in Seth MacFarlane a rather substantial net worth of $250 million, which is expected to go up in the coming years. At only 46 years old, it's pretty impressive what he's accomplished, and there's no signs of slowing down anytime soon. Number 8. Jay Leno. Net worth $380 million. Coming down to number 8, we have the ex-host of The Tonight Show for over 20 years, the bright and enthusiastic Jay Leno. He began his career as a stand-up comedian all the way back in school and did it for years before making his first appearance on The Tonight Show in 1977, followed by regular successful appearances on other shows. However, it was 1992 when Johnny Carson passed his baton to him as a host of The Tonight Show, when the big money started rolling in. Throughout the years, Jay made his millions by capitalizing on his great talents as a fantastic comedian, author, TV host, producer, and actor. In the past few years, he hasn't done any major projects, just occasionally writing about automotive topics and popular mechanics, as well as sports car reviews for the Sunday Times, sporadic appearances on late-night TV shows across different networks, and periodic stand-up comedy gigs. Number 7. Bill Cosby. Net worth $390 million. Well, Aluxers, we've reached the dark horse on our list. We say dark horse because, despite his brilliant comedic talents, he's been convicted of sexually assaulting a woman in 2004 and currently is serving 3 to 10 years in prison for other sexual assaults. Cosby began his career as a comedian in the early 1960s, in a time when it was pretty difficult to make it as a black comedian. However, in spite of his setbacks, he built a pretty solid career for himself, which opened up the door to his TV debut, which led him to starring in a bunch of TV shows, including his own, The Bill Cosby Show, in the 1980s. The show was later renewed as The Cosby Show, and that's when big money started rolling his way, making him a tremendous fortune of $390 million. Now, before his legal troubles began, he was earning between $7 and $10 million for his Far From Finished tour between 2013 and 14. After that, things considerably started going downhill, and it's safe to say that pretty soon, his financial situation will also go downhill. Number 6. Byron Allen, net worth $400 million. The number 6 spot on our list is claimed by businessman and former comedian Byron Allen. Byron has created a name for himself not so much as a comedian, but as a TV producer and businessman. Even though he started as a stand-up comedian, he quickly refocused his attention behind the scenes and on production work. Over the decades, he's managed to build an empire that rivals Oprah's, rolling impressive numbers and amassing a tremendous net worth of $400 million. As of 2018, he has 30 shows running on TV, which is pretty darn impressive. It might be hard to believe, but it's true, and a lot of people in Hollywood shrug their shoulders when they hear the name Byron Allen. Go figure. It's hard to be this successful and stay low-key. Number 5. David Letterman, net worth $425 million. Sitting at number 5, we have celebrity TV host David Letterman. He's one of the wealthiest TV hosts out there with a massive fortune of $425 million, which he gained from writing, producing, acting, real estate investing, and a prominent role as the host of The Late Show with David Letterman, which lasted for 33 years. Crazy, right? Dave started making an income on TV after he became a regular on Johnny Carson's The Tonight Show, but the real money started rolling in when he was given his own show with $1 million per episode. Later on, the show was renamed The David Letterman Show, and he was netting millions of dollars per year from that alone, every year for over 3 decades. Also, recently in 2017, he made a deal with Netflix for a show earning a cool $12 million per season, which is currently on its 3rd season as of 2019. Number 4. Larry David, net worth $440 million. He's the co-creator of the incredibly popular TV sitcom Seinfeld, as well as a screenwriter, actor, producer, and comedian, obviously. But he actually used to be a bit richer. The reason he's not a few $100 million wealthier is because back in 2007, he had a crushing divorce where he had to split his fortune with his ex-wife. Guess you can't argue with the law. He began his career in the mid-1970s as a comedian and slowly built up a reputation as a terrific writer. After being a comedy writer for a few shows in the 1980s, he joined up with fellow comedian Jerry Seinfeld to create the epic sitcom Seinfeld. These days, it's not so clear how much David is making, but if he continues to share his talents, we're sure that his net worth will go higher and higher. Number 3. Adam Sandler, net worth $450 million. Well, taking the bronze medal on our list is Adam Sandler. He began appearing on TV in the late 1980s and slowly got bigger and bigger roles with paychecks scoring more and more zeros. Adam made his massive net worth by starring in dozens of movies, writing, producing, being a guest host, and to add to that, recently he made a deal with Netflix for 4 original movies in the coming years for an estimated paycheck of $250 million. So you can expect him to increase his wealth substantially over the next few years. Number 2. Ellen DeGeneres, net worth $490 million. She boasts an outstanding net worth of $490 million from her career in television and various ventures she got into. She began touring the US as a comedian in the early 1980s and got her big break when she was invited to perform on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, and that's where things really started to kick off. Throughout the years, she grew her net worth from various projects as a comedian, actor, even a judge on American Idol, and more recently from her Netflix comedy special for which she was paid $20 million. With a salary of $80 million for her show Ellen alone, she is crushing it financially and banking pretty much every opportunity that comes her way. Number 1. Jerry Seinfeld, net worth $950 million. With a net worth of $950 million, Jerry's on the fast track to becoming the first billionaire comedian. In fact, we figure by 2021 he'll be in that billionaire club. He started building his wealth in the early 1980s while touring as a stand-up comic, but it wasn't until the Seinfeld era when he started making serious money. After the show ended, he continued to make his fortune from selling syndication rights of the hit series, high-paying gigs, and even endorsement deals. More recently, though, he made a deal with Netflix, which included 24 new episodes of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee and 2 stand-up specials, for which he'll be receiving $100 million. Not to mention the fact that starting in 2021, Netflix will own the rights to the iconic sitcom, and Jerry, together with the show's co-owner Larry David, will each receive between $100 and $125 million. And Aluxers, that's a wrap on the 15 richest comedians in the world so far. Before you go, we're curious though. Do you think all the money some of these comedians are getting from Netflix deals is justified? Or do you think things will not go so well in the future? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to Alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.